Hi, this is Monty from Mopart Vehicles, and here's another one of our detailed vehicle appraisals on a car that we've just recently taken in part exchange. So this is our 2005 Renault Modus. It's a 1.4 petrol with 10 service stamps in the book, and this particular car's only covered 56,000 miles, so very low mileage for the age. Now I'm briefly going to walk around the car and just tell you a bit about myself, the reasons we tend to do these videos, a bit about Mopart Vehicles, etc. I'll give you a more detailed view very shortly, and these do tend to take about 8 to 10 minutes long, so I do apologise. Now as we walk around, you may actually see there's a bit of a puddle by the back of the car. Nothing to do with the car whatsoever, it's just someone who's jogging past, and I do all these photographs and videos in a public park, just running past, drop their bottle of water, so it's got nothing to do with the car whatsoever. Alright, so please feel free to do any checks that you need to do on the MOT. I'll be holding the camera up by the registration number very shortly. You'll see there's no advisories on the current MOT. Now the MOT wasn't completed by us, it was completed by the previous owner, but there's no advisories on the MOT. Okay, so what have we done to this car since we've had it? Quite a lot, to be fair. We've given the car a full service. So I think most of its life it's always had full services, but we've given it a full service. And we've also fitted a new clutch. Now the reasons behind that is not only was the clutch a little bit high, but once it got a little bit warm, it tended to slip just at the high RPM. So we just wanted to get that changed. So for the new owner, they'll have a brand new clutch that's already fitted in the car. We fitted a quality clutch. We've still got the old one with us, so we can always show any prospective customers what they've got and how the old clutch looked like. Now the reasons we tend to do these videos, it's all about trust, honesty, integrity. Please feel free to read some of my reviews on Auto Trader. They are, well, they're all 5-star at the moment, you never know. I'm sure we'll get a bad one somewhere along the line. We try and prep our cars to the best of our ability. You know, it's never going to be a brand new car, so it will drive like a car that's 13 years of age, even though it's done 56,000 miles. You know, it's not going to be a brand new car, so please, 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 this is the reasons we do these videos. So if you are 3 miles away or 300 miles away, when you come and have a look at the car, it should be as close to as what we've described. Okay, so we'll tend to start off on the driver's side front, so I'll go through everything I possibly can or anything I see. So, tyres. Still got plenty of tread. I think the back ones have got slightly more, so you've got approximately between 4 and 5 millimeters of tread. Now you've got Bridgestone tyres on the front and you've got Continentals on the rear. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and move the camera really slowly so you can try and pick up any kind of reflections. I won't rush this. You do get some dealers that do these videos and they rush it so quick that you don't actually really get to see much on the car itself. So anything on the driver's side front wing? No, everything is all really good. Alloy wheels, again, not bad. There's no bad corrosion, but again, you're going to have a few little scuffs around the edges. Now it's not the type of car that, you know, it's a 15,000–20,000 pound car that we're going to be spending lots of money painting lots of bits and putting new wheels on cars. It's not going to be like that, or even refurbishing the wheels. This is a city town car, and that's what it's going to be used for, and they will get scuffed again. Okay, so on the only thing I can see on the driver's door is about halfway down on the edge there is a trolley dent. Nothing really bad, but again, if I took a photograph back here, you wouldn't pick any of that up. And how many times have you gone to view a car and been really disappointed when you're going to have a look at it, where it's not been as described? So back door all looks really good. There's no kinds of dents or anything like that. There's a couple of little hairline scratches around the door handle, but again, nothing major. It's, you know, it's a 13-year-old car. It's going to have a few little minor nicks in it. Now rear tyres, as I mentioned, you've got Continentals on the back, plenty of tread on the rear tyres. There's a couple of little chips on the rear bumper. Apologise for jigging that camera. A couple of little chips on the back bumper. Okay, but hopefully you can try and pick up, if I move the camera slowly, some reflections. It's all really good. There's no dulling of paintwork. It all looks lovely. Right, let me briefly show you inside. So we've got two keys with this car. One's fully working that I've got in the ignition. The other one starts the car but only unlocks it, doesn't lock it. All right, again, just in trying to be honest with customers, you know, not a lot of people will tell you that. Okay, if you have a look at the interior, all nice. There's no kind of signs of ripping, tearing, fraying. Then you've got the central binnacle. You may not pick it up in this picture or the camera here, but you'll see some extra pictures with the binnacle all on. That's your radio CD controls and your heater controls over there. See, steering wheel, and then you've got a few controls here to do with wipers, radio, volume, etc., that type of thing. You've got some extra cubby holes at the top, and then you've got some cubby holes down in the floor. That's either side, on the driver and the passenger side. Electric mirrors, two electric windows. Show you the back as well. Okay, let's let the camera focus a bit so you can see the interior trim. It all looks really good in there. There's no bad stains, there's no bad ripping. Doesn't even really look like it's had any sort of, again, it's a family, you know, school run, shopping run car. Doesn't even really look like it's had any seats in the back, sort of baby seats, that type of thing. Right, I'll show you in the boot. There we go, hopefully you can try and pick that up. All really nice and clean in there. And you've got your parcel shelves in there as well. Spare wheels underneath the car on this, all underneath the car. Okay, now looking at the rear bumper, you've got a couple of little marks on it, a couple of tiny little marks along here, but again, it's to be expected with the age of the vehicle. And then same as, very similar on the other side of the bumper, you've got a couple of little scuffs on there. Again, if I zoomed out and took a photograph, you really wouldn't pick much of that up. So plenty of tread. Again, we've got Continentals on the back, as I mentioned. You're going to have one or two little scuffs on the back wheel here, but nothing really bad. Right, looking along this side of the car, again, I'll move the camera really slowly just so you can try and pick any kinds of markings up. Now there's a couple of little dents along here. Again, nothing major, they're tiny. You may not even pick it up. There's one over here, and there's one on the passenger door, and I'll show you that very shortly. I'll show you what that is. It's like on the back edge of the door. Let's just go down this side as well, just so you can see. All good reflections. You can see the grass, the posts. Hopefully you can anyway. That's where the people drop the water, just down there. Right, so the other dent I mentioned about, little trolley dent, it's just about here. You can probably pick it up now when I've zoomed in. Again, if I zoomed out and took a photograph from here, you wouldn't see any of that. Right, better get on. We're getting on to past 8 minutes now. So, just showing you this side of the interior. It looks all fine. A couple of little cup holders there. And in terms of how the car drives really, really well. There's no bangs, knocks, anything like that coming from the suspension. Pulls really well in gear, but again, you've got a brand new clutch in there, and again, it's just been fully serviced. It's got this really nice, you know, again, they're quite small inside, but it's got this really nice two-tone interior with a sort of dark grey and a sort of light grey. Goes really well inside the car. That's it. Now, probably the worst wheel on the car, which is always the one that's going to be closest to the curb, it's going to be this one here, where you've got a few scuffs around the outer edge, but you know, there isn't any other corrosion going around the wheels. But you will see a few pictures on the website that will show you how the wheels are, tyres, etc. Actually, there's one other bit I just forgot that I do need to mention to you, so I'll do that in a second. Let's just go around the front of the car. Again, normally the front of the car is normally the worst bit, but on this car you've got a few little chips here and there, but nothing really major. You've got a little chip down by the bumper there. You've got a couple on the bonnet. Again, it's to be expected, the front of the car. But the bit I nearly forgot to tell you is, and again, this doesn't really make a difference in terms of how the car drives, but you can probably see at the bottom of that sill, I don't know if you can pick it up, there's a little bit of a crease there. All right, now again, if I sort of stood up and you're up here, you really wouldn't pick any of that up. Maybe a little bit, but you wouldn't really pick it up too much. But I just wanted to point it out to you. It doesn't make any difference to how the car drives. It's obviously just caught a curb or something like that by the previous owner. So I just wanted to thank you very much for your time. If this particular car you're interested in, or anything else at Mopar Vehicles, please don't hesitate to give me a call, send me an email, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Many thanks for your time. Bye-bye.